What do you do when you're trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle but the jigsaw does not stop moving? This is the problem that Consonance tries to present to the player to solve across a variety of different minimalistic artwork scenes that are animated and will continue to stay in motion as you try to solve them. You can carve each of the scenes up to 2x2, 3x3, 5x5, 8x8 and 10x10 scenes, so that you can then swap up to 100 jigsaw pieces around by picking one and swapping the other. You can select sections and then move them about as well, which is quite helpful if you've built a part of the jigsaw and then realised it's in the wrong place and you need to kind of lift and drop a collection of blocks together. But arguably, this is one of those ones where you need to start off being very observant about how the movement and the animation is triggering across all of the different blocks that you've carved this jigsaw puzzle up into, and then try to work on how you put them all back together again. The patterns are procedurally generated, so I believe they are slightly different each time that you play them. But I have to say I didn't notice that too much because I was so entranced in trying to just merge things together that felt like they belonged, and then kind of getting that satisfaction of watching the artwork come back to life and into one big piece as I was moving through them all. And if you don't like the monochromatic setup, what you can do is go into the options and choose two very specific colours. So if the black and white hypnotic effect is going to maybe trigger some dizziness or motion sickness, for example, then perhaps doing some other colours might help you out along the way. This is a really interesting game because I found it very difficult, quite addictive and moreish, and I think there's quite a lot of longevity for this game because of the procedural generation, so you will get variations on the same design theme over and over again as you play through it. There's some background music that tries to keep you calm, but I found that actually across the 37 levels in the game, I was getting increasingly more frustrated that sometimes it was taking me ages to actually get it right. So yeah, just be aware that this is a game that's going to be zen for some people and probably quite frustrating for others because nothing stays still. Aside from that though, what I will say is that this game goes out of its way to try and make it more casual for people that are struggling. And so you can turn on casual mode, which doesn't log your progress necessarily, but gives you access to all the puzzles you've unlocked so far and runs the animation in a much more slower movement speed. And so that can make some of those puzzles a little bit more easier to solve because you're able to visually line up things next to each other a bit more. And that's helpful, particularly when you've got loads of geometric shapes all kind of flying around everywhere, because it really helps just the hand-eye coordination kind of go, those two are co-joined, move them together. The last thing I want to call out is this game reminds me a little bit of Glass Masquerade and that series, which is stained glass jigsaw puzzles where you put things together, but there was always in that game a mystical, magical swirl of colour that you was able to line up things if you didn't quite get the shapes right. You'd be like, oh, okay, the faster the swirl goes in towards the centre of the screen, the slower swirl to the outside because it's moving slower. And the same kind of principles apply for Consonance as well. And so I found there was a bit of a parallel between these two games that I think maybe other fans of jigsaw puzzles and hidden object style games might also appreciate in Consonance as well. Consonance is out on PC.